Hi everyone, and welcome to Dural Anglican Kids Online. My name's Dural. I'm so pleased you can be with us. We're going to see today what happens when a man called Simon Peter meets Jesus. And the big lesson from today is that we can trust Jesus' words. But before we get to that, why don't we say good day to our two helpers for today. We've got Henry and Oscar. Hey guys.
Hello.
Good job. Henry and Oscar are going to help us to see what happened when Simon Peter met Jesus. Now, Jesus was teaching beside Lake Gennesaret. And as often happens when Jesus was teaching, so many people gathered. Well, Jesus got into a boat that belonged to Simon Peter, and he set out just a little bit from shore so that he could speak to the whole crowd. And you can read about this in Luke chapter 5 in the Bible. When Jesus had finished teaching, he said to Simon Peter, who was a fisherman, "I want you to go out with me to the deep water." And when they got there, Jesus said, "I want you to let down the nets for a catch." Well, Simon Peter said to Jesus, "We've been fishing all night and we haven't caught anything." I wonder if that's ever happened to you. You go fishing and you catch nothing. That's what happened to Simon Peter. But he did something really interesting. Jesus said, "Let down your nets." Simon Peter said, "We haven't caught anything, but because you, Jesus, because you say so, I'll do it." Now, I wonder what happened. Let's watch this clip to see.
God blesses those people who depend only on... Those people who grieve will find I know. There are too many people to hear me from the beach. Would you row me out a little so I could teach from there? God blesses those people who grieve. They will find comfort. God blesses those people who are humble. The earth will belong to them. God blesses those flooded and the winds blew and beat against that house. Finally, it fell with a crash. Row your boat out into the deep water and let your nets down to catch some fish.
We've worked hard all night long and haven't got a thing, but if you tell me to, I'll let the nets down.
Don't be afraid. Follow me. And from now on, you will bring in people instead of fish.
Wow, did you see that? They brought in the nets and there were so many fish that the nets began to break. And then they signalled to James and John on the shore, who brought in the other boat, and they filled both boats so full of fish that they almost started to sink. Simon Peter kneels in front of Jesus and he says, "Lord, don't be near me because I am a sinner." And we've learned already that sin means living your own way instead of God's way. Jesus says, "Don't be afraid. From now on, you'll bring in people." What he's saying is, Simon Peter, you're going to help me so that more and more people will hear my words and trust me too. But here's the thing, do you know what happened? As soon as they got to shore, Simon Peter and his friends James and John, they left their nets and they followed Jesus. They trusted Jesus' words. Now, we're all in very different situations to Simon, Peter and James and John, but Jesus is asking us to trust his words too. And you know the best thing? We can pray to God now and we can ask him, "Dear God, help me to trust Jesus' words." And so kids, as you go into this week, I want you to remember you've got a Heavenly Father who loves you, and you can always trust what Jesus says, just like Simon Peter. I hope to see you next time. Bye kids!